Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Neurodiverse and Wrestling Assess. I'm your host, John Arroyo, and today I'm going to be covering SmackDown. It was a lot of good, a lot of bad, a lot of weird. We're pretty much building up to Saturday night's main event, and we have some matches announced, so let's get right into it. So we open the show with Jimmy Uso talking to Cody backstage before Cody comes out and talks about his match next week. Cody just gives him advice. Hey, I have a brother. I love how they added Dustin to the mix, Goldust. And he's like, well, I have a brother too. So sometimes brothers be brothers, but you should go solo and take that opportunity. I love how he hinted at that. Also, I'm going to be mad, but later in the show, Jimmy becomes a sacrificial lamb for like the 5th time in the goddamn Bloodline storyline. And I'm going to get to that near the end of the show, but like every single time somebody needs to get put over as a heel, they have to demolish the hell out of Jimmy. It's getting annoying. We will get to that. So then Cody comes out talking about his match at Saturday night's main event, but then he gets interrupted by Drew. And Drew says, oh, Cody, you're the golden child backstage. You're the golden retriever. Everyone loves you, but it's my opportunity. I need to finish my story. Also, I didn't attack Jake too. What about Jimmy? Jimmy has a beef for his family, so Jimmy gets mad, beat up Drew, a big brawl happens, and that leads into a no disqualification match for the main event. And boy, was it crazy, hectic, and just gruesome. I will talk about that near the end of the show. And then, out of nowhere, Solo Sikoa and My Family Tree show up. That leads into the next match. So we have the match of My Family Tree versus Rey Fenix and Shinsuke Nakamura. I'm going to say Rey Fenix and Shinsuke have some really good chemistry. I love the high-flying lucha with the Joshi style wrestling. It was pretty cool and innovative how they intertwined that into their tag team moves. But My Family Tree dominated using the numbers game and the power advantage. For the win, the question is, what team can actually stop My Family Tree? Most likely Wyatt 6 War Games. We have to see how this all plays out. And then backstage, Julia is on the phone talking to someone. I think she was talking to Kiana, and then Alba and Chelsea try to recruit Julia, and then Kiana shows up being like, that's my client, do not do nothing. And she says, tonight I'm going to show Tiffany why me and Julia are the top new woman of the division. And then it leads into the match. Kiana looked as solid. She looked kind of rusty, like her punches and her kicks. And when she hit, some of her moves looked kind of rusty. Tiffany was good. I like that, like pop-up, jump kick, stuff like that. At the end, Tiffany won, even though Julia tried to come in and distract. She got at the end, but Kiana and Julia beats her up, and then Jade comes in for the save. But Jade has a little bit of a new look. She hands Tiffany the title after demolishes the hell out of Tiffany, almost rips Tiffany's leg off, breaks the hell out of Tiffany's leg on the steel steps. Finally, we're getting Jade Cargill as a heel. It's been forever. I feel like they should have pulled the trigger soon as she got injured and she came back after Naomi. I felt like she should have went after Naomi and Bianca just for the hell of it. Just to be full, like, okay, I'm going to be unhinged. Like, I don't trust no one. Now we're getting to Jade Cargill, and then backstage, Jade says she's done playing nice to get what she wants. The storm is finally here. And it's announced later in the night that's at Saturday night's main event, we're going to get Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill. So that's one match announced as well. So far we have Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes. We have CM Punk and Jey Uso. And now we have Tiffany and Jade at Saturday night's main event. Pretty decent card. Then we get a U.S. Open Challenge match. So Ilja Dragunov comes out saying that he's still going to continue what Sami Zayn did, even though he dethroned Sami Zayn. And then he says anyone on SmackDown is welcome. And we get a killer match because Aleister Black comes out for Vega. And it was a stiff match. Okay, stiff kick, stiff punch. I love Aleister Black martial art style with Ilja Dragunov's British strong style wrestling technicians. Punches, kicks, it was stiff. Each time each man lets a bigger blow. Each man fell. Great back and forth. Like, it was such a good match. It was like so much wrestling and martial art technician. It was really good. These two are a really good pair up. I love it. But at the end, Vega tried to sneak something into Black, maybe like a fireball again. But she gets disqualified by the referee, and Ilja is able to pick up the win with the H-bomb. After, Damian Priest comes out mad as hell with sunglasses, beat the Evan liver out of Black, and literally takes off his sunglasses to show the burn scar, and he says, we are not done. Most likely, we're going to get this match at Saturday night's main event, but I would like to see this match on War Games. I would love to see Aleister Black and Damian Priest like have an unsanctioned match at War Games. Like War Games seem like the better pay-per-view for those two to have a stipulation match. Maybe Saturday night's main event is like just a singles plain match, but then after. But I love how we're building this storyline. I love these two, and we're actually getting a pretty solid we're getting a pretty solid men's division now on SmackDown. Then backstage, Carmelo Hayes is interviewed, and he says the reason he attacked Miz is because Miz tagged him a couple weeks ago for his U.S. Open challenge. So it's like an eye for an eye, and he's gonna do what he needs to do for payback. Kick Wilson shows up saying, the toxic masculinity backstage, and Hayes says, mind your own business for what you want to fight next week. Kick says, well, I did have a match in a while. Hayes says, you know what, let's have a match next week. So pretty much next week, we're going to get Carmelo Hayes and Kit Wilson. At least Kit Wilson is finally doing something on SmackDown. And we're happy to not remember Pretty Deadly. Like, what is up with that? And then before the main event, we got 2 more backstage segments that's pretty much leading into next week, SmackDown. So pretty much Ilja Dragunov, after his match, is walking backstage. Fraction comes up and said that was a really good match. They really am happy that Ilja is back, but they also want a U.S. championship opportunity. And Ilja says, the challenge is open for anyone. I'm going to have another challenge next week. Then DIY shows up saying they want an opportunity. Then Fraction and DIY argue, where Ilja just walks off. So we need to see who will challenge Ilja next week for the open challenge, because pretty much DIY and Fraction maybe would try to intertwine and try to be beating each other before the match even starts. So we really need to see who's Ilja's opponent next week is. Then we get the women's tag team champions of Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair backstage getting interviewed, and they accept Bayley and Liver's invitation to have a women's tag team title match. They say they're impressive, but they're a brand new team. Can they really keep it up? And then Nia Jax is like, you guys are not even a real team. I'm just waiting for one of you to backstab each other. And Charlotte's like, oh, due to the long history of backstabs you have, now Charlotte Flair bringing up Alexa Bliss and then also Shayna Baszler. Like Charlotte was low-key bringing out Nia Jax's demons, because let's be honest, anytime Nia Jax team up with someone, she gets backstabbed. She's like, that's your insecurity. I'm like, damn, Charlotte's not wrong. But then Nia's like, and one of my people who backstabbed me is right there, and she's your tag team partner. Yeah, she's cute and nice. She will give you a hug, but then she will stab you in the back. And Alexa says, that's cute. Nia says, whatever. Most likely, this means, and I feel like if we're going to put Nia back in the tag team division, who will she team up against? Who will she team with? Like, it's barely no woman, so is this more like Nia kind of being the woman to kind of like put the thought in their brain? Really interesting. I think Nia Jax in this storyline is kind of weird, but we have to see how this all plays out. And then we get the main event. It was straight up brutality. So we had Jimmy Uso versus Drew McIntyre in a non-disqualification match, and it was just straight up chaos. Jimmy went flying, Drew brought brutality, using Jimmy as a sacrificial lamb, pretty much beating the hell out of him, putting chairs, putting tables. Cody at the end needed to stop the madness, and Jimmy is knocked the hell out.
This guy stinks!
This is the same situation when Jimmy tried to help Jay with Roman. Jimmy tried to help. It's like so many times. Like Jimmy with Jay. Jimmy also with Cody. Like, anytime Jimmy tries to help someone, he gets sacrificial. Like, literally, he gets slaughtered. Like, what the hell? Like, this is like the 3rd time in a couple months that Jimmy literally gets demolished, like, in the last year. And what happened to his big single push? Like, what is going on? Hopefully Drew takes the title off of Cody, because this storyline is getting kind of messy, and just, like, I'm not trying to be rude. Cody Rhodes do not need the title. Cody Rhodes is a babyface. He's the biggest guy on the company. He does not need the title. I feel like Drew needs it more. Hopefully Drew wins the title. But pretty much, it was kind of like a lackluster way to end SmackDown. Like, literally, like, what the WWE? It was, like, really weird. that's pretty much my review. So pretty much next week we have Ilja Dragunov doing the open challenge again. We got Kit Wilson versus Carmelo Hayes. We don't know what's going on with Damian Priest and Black, and we don't know what the hell Jade is going to do, because Jade just beat the hell out of Tiffany. And what the hell is Nia Jax doing with Alexa and Charlotte? Like, that whole storyline. I don't know. We have some good, some ups, some downs, and that's pretty much my review. Hopefully you guys liked it, and we'll see you guys next time.